Hey everybody, it's David Jenkins with Fauvel Morrissey Realty. I'm here with Lindsay Durango, who's with Raleigh Radon, to talk a little bit about testing for radon. Lindsay, your company's been in business about 10 years here in the Triangle?
Correct. This is our 10th anniversary in 2019.
I bet you've seen a lot of growth in radon testing over that 10 years.
We have. It seems like more and more people are conducting radon tests for their houses as they become increasingly concerned with indoor air quality and making sure their homes are a healthy place to live.
It's my understanding that radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer.
It is. So it's the primary cause of lung cancer among non-smokers, and then for smokers it's the second leading cause behind cigarette smoking, of course.
So it used to be, years ago, that a home inspector might bring in like a little canister or something, and then that would stay in the house a couple of days, and they would take it away and send it off to a lab, and we wouldn't know where the result would come in. Mm-hmm. But you now have a continuous monitoring device?
Yes, so we use a digital continuous radon monitor that takes one measurement every hour for 48 hours. And you get results immediately at the end of the 2-day testing period. So we can see that overall average as soon as the test is done, and then it also creates a time-stamped hourly chart so that you can see how the radon levels fluctuate across the testing period.
I see. And then the EPA has a level of 4 picocuries of radon per liter of air, but you start to recommend people consider possibly having some mitigation done at 2 or above. Is that right?
Yes. So 4.0 is the EPA action level, and in real estate transactions, most sellers will agree to install a mitigation system if the level is 4 or above. But the EPA does recommend considering mitigation for levels between 2 and 4 because there is no safe level of radon exposure, and there is always some risk. So the lower you can reduce the radon levels, the lower your health risk of lung cancer from radon.
It's my understanding that when y'all started 10 years ago, you did mitigation, but you've gotten so busy with testing, now you solely do testing. Is that right?
Correct. So in our first 5 years in business, we did both testing and mitigation, and we learned a lot about it and really enjoyed mitigating, but after a while we just got too busy with testing because so many homeowners are wanting to have those radon tests conducted. But now we just do the test and then we refer people to another local company, or we can give them a resource where they can find a list of certified contractors to install those mitigation systems.
So correct me if I'm wrong, the way it would work would be if, say, for instance, a buyer was interested in testing for high levels of radon, they might go to your website, and then currently, I believe, if they pay in advance, the rate is just $115?
Right, so we charge $150, $150 for the radon test, but if they prepay, pay in advance of the test, or pay at the time of service, then we offer a $35 discount, so the price would be $115.
And then one of your representatives would then make an appointment via showing time and go to the property and be in it for all of 3 to 5 minutes or something and set up this device, plug it into the wall, and then there's an anti-tampering way that people would know it's not moved outside or something like that, and then would come back 48 hours later to retrieve it and immediately know the results.
Correct, yeah. So as he said, we schedule through showing time and access the house via the lockbox, so we don't need anyone to meet us. And we set up the test, and the machine does all the work, so there's not any kind of human error involved in the analysis. And as you said, it takes 48 hourly measurements and creates an overall average, and then you also can see all of those 48 measurements to see how those radon levels do fluctuate.
And then should the radon level come in at a higher than 4.0 or higher that makes whatever level makes the buyer concerned about it, then they might do mitigation with a company you might recommend, and that might cost $1,500 or so, depending on if this is a crawl space, slab, or basement.
Correct. So the mitigation cost can depend on the foundation type or the height of your house. So if you had a ranch, that might be a lot easier to install a mitigation system than if you had a 3-story house with a basement, because the mitigation system needs to ventilate at roof level per the standard protocol. So it can be a little bit of a challenge to get those ventilation pipes all the way to the roof, whereas if it's a ranch or a smaller home, that might be a smaller feat.
Well, thank you very much for coming in and talking to us about radon, and your website is?
RaleighRadon.com.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.